They knew about the break through my agent. They wanted me to come out there and rehab, see what I could do. I I ran a little here and there, but I couldn't. Wasn't no explosion, no quickness.
I'm gonna rewind you here because this is really helpful for our people here. All right, you said the word agent. When you get drafted, did you have an agent beforehand? Did you have an agent afterhand? Did they call you? Did you have to look for them? How did you hook up with this agent? And if you have a good relationship with them, you can give them a shout out. If you don't have a good relationship with, you can throw them under the bus. No, I'm just saying, don't throw them under. Welcome to another episode of For the Love of the Game. We have a Virginia legend, a Harrisonburg legend on the episode today. We are blessed to have Coach Pee Wee Barber in the house today. Coach, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. And how about y'all?
Oh man, I'm blessed. And Coach Fowler holding it down, my co-host, my brother. Hey man, how you doing, my brother?
Good, man, good.
Awesome. Now, Coach Barber, we have one judgmental question. And even though Coach Fowler knows you, the scrutiny is high on this one question. Amen. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna keep an eye. And just so you know, I'm gonna put the pressure on you, Coach Barber. One day when I have time, I'm gonna string together how everybody answered these questions through all the episodes. Amen. So everyone can see all of these answers to these questions together. Coach Barber, we ask you this question. It's our question. Amen. How and when did you fall in love with basketball?
It had to been around the age of 5 years old, and it's been like that since. And still today, at 61, I'm still in love with the game.
Amen. That is awesome. Now, what was it? Was it? Now, I remember one time. I'm gonna give you. I just want to give you some depth on this one, and you kick it back to me. We go back and forth. We're gonna go. We're gonna go back and forth on this one. I remember watching Scottie Pippen. And then one day I was on a fast break and I had done some defense, got off on the fast break and, going down. And I felt, I wasn't nowhere like no Scottie Pippen, but I'm running down the court. I felt like Scottie Pippen going down. And that's that's when I started to, at least love playing it a little bit. When you were playing basketball, what element was it? Was it the driving? Was it the defense? Was it the shooting? What element of basketball were you like, oh man, this is dope. This is wonderful. This is awesome. What part of the game was it that really ignited you?
I think it's all of those are above, but I think the competitiveness of competing against other people, or even people that's even better than you.
I would never say I was cutthroat. I was a competitor. Cutthroat sounds like I'm a villain. I'm not. I'm a competitor to a point where if you're my opponent, if I knock you down, I'm not picking you up.
A good competitor always evaluates his opponent, and you understand for what he really is, but you never try to give him confidence. You try to take it at all times, and sometimes it's easier to take confidence and sometimes it's harder. But mentally, I gotta find a way, and sometimes you have to trick yourself.
And see if all that trash talking starts when it's 0-0 instead of 5-6 point lead. That's where it starts.
Amen. That's awesome. That is awesome. Age 5, started early. Now, back in your day, you came up in the 80s and late 70s. In your day, did they have any AAU in Harrisonburg, or did they have rec leagues? How did they come up?
It's funny that you asked this question, right? Uh-huh. I think the first year of AAU started was the first year here. I think 79, maybe 78.
Oh, wow.
I think we had the first team here. Was a bunch of us: Dale Curry, Kevin Madden, Lambiant. All of us were part of that team, and we went to nationals. We didn't win, but we went.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
First AAU team in the Valley.
Wow. That is awesome, man. That is awesome. Wow. Played with Dale. Amen. So back then, was Boo Williams already established back then, or did it?
I don't recall of hearing of of him then during
Uh-huh.
that time.
I got
So
He was around because he had he had some of those guys, those NBA guys that came through um, in the '80s. It's slipping my mind. Big dude from Georgetown. Um,
Oh, Zoe.
yeah, Alonzo Mourning came through Boo Williams and whatnot. So, and that would have been in the early '80s, I would think,
Okay.
because he came into the league in late '80s, early '90s. So, yeah, Boo Williams was around
Okay.
back then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you went to nationals, I'm just curious. I love basketball history. When you went to nationals, you remember where y'all traveled to?
we went to Arkansas.
Went to Arkansas.
Yeah.
Arkansas. Okay. All right. So it wasn't an Orlando or
No,
Ohio
no.
thing or Houston thing. It was an Arkansas thing back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Now nowadays, when people hear AAU, at least this is my experience with my babies, and maybe this is a different experience than others. You get 2 or 3 practice, nights a week during the weekday, and then you have a tournament maybe once out of every 3 weeks or so. Was that similar back then, or was it
Yes.
different?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. Do you remember? Let's give them a shout out. You remember your AAU coaches back then?
Oh yeah, he's a legend himself, Jerry Venable.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes.
All right. All
Yes.
right. All right. Amen. Amen. So now, how old were you when you went to nationals?
I think I was 13 or 14 at that time,
Okay. Okay.
around that age.
Now, were you also playing middle school as well?
Yes,
Okay. Now, what middle school you played for back then?
at Harrisonburg.
Harrisonburg Middle School
Yes.
and Harrisonburg High
High
School.
school. Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right.
Before they had 5 middle schools over there, like
Yeah.
Now, were you
Yeah.
always putting up big numbers even in junior high, or big numbers and assists even in junior high, or did you have a breakthrough year?
Uh, Man, it all started with me at Sims, but ever since I've been playing basketball from the earliest ages, man, I've always been able to score the bucket.
Okay.
Always.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Now, some people that get we have the benefit, my kids have the benefit now of watching YouTube video, and there's all the tape and all of the drills available for them, and they don't always maximize. It drives me crazy. You didn't have the benefit of all of that when you were coming up. Who was your mentor, and who was the person that did the best mental training for you as a guard? Who was the one that really taught you how to be a guard?
I think it's 2 of them. Roscoe Burgess, we call him Rock,
Okay.
and Stevie Allen
Okay.
played for Lou Ray.
Okay.
And Roscoe played for TA.
Okay. Okay. All right. Now, as you're coming up, and you matriculate over there to the high school, did AAU continue, or did that team continue, or what happened with that AAU team?
No more AAU after that year for me.
Okay. Okay.
No
You just
more
stayed
AAU.
in school.
Yeah.
All right. Now, was that because they moved it, or was there any other kind of issue?
I don't really know what happened. I think I chose to stay at Sims and play there 4 or 5 days a week, and that's where my development came from, right there.
Okay. Now, for the non-Harrisonburg people, Can you or Coach Fowler explain Sims? You know, like what is Sims? Explain that to the non-Harrisonburg people.
It's a rec league and outside court now. Is that what it always has been?
It was an outside court and an inside gym.
Yeah.
Now they have a new part, but we played in the old part of Lucy Sims, right? So we played there Monday through Thursday nights and sometimes even Fridays on the inside. So it all started like at 5 o'clock, and I lived right above Sims. So I used to be the first one in the gym. This is at 14, right? This is a story right now, but give it to you. I used to rush down there and shoot the ball first at the free throw line. I want to play. But the older guys that taught me said, yo, you're not ready yet. You got to go back outside. So that's what the 4-month program took process of me not being able to play. It's a true story to being picked first.
Oh, wow. Wow.
120 days, man.
Oh, wow, man. I could tell the competition was tight there as well.
Oh, yeah, surely.
I could see it in your eyes. Yeah. So Sims helped get you ready as well, amen. And you were playing out there 4 days a week, amen. There was no sitting out like they do in NBA nowadays, right?
No load management.
no load management. I lost the word there for a minute. There was no load management. You think about it now. When you hear a kid, I mean, because I was not nowhere near how you and Coach Fowler are. I just played street ball, and I remember we would get out on that court at like 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, and we would be out there till around 6 p.m. playing ball, and no one would even think about I'm tired or I'm quit. The only thing that sent you home was your parents and the light coming on, so.
Yo, listen, you know that, right? When you see the light comes on, it's time to get home.
That's right.
And the thing is that if you ask any basketball player, even today, I mean, even within the generations, you play the game for the love of the game. So every chance you get to play the game, you play it with the intensity of playing hard.
Yeah, so and it was nothing better than when someone would bring some Kool-Aid out there to us. That was always a blessing, man. So with that being said, at Harrisonburg, did you have a team where y'all were able to make a push for the states, or how did that go at Harrisonburg High School?
My sophomore year, we went to the states and lost to Martinsville in the championship. My junior year, we didn't do so well. We had 4 new starters coming up. My senior year, we lost in the regionals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
at Culpeper.
Oh, at Culpeper. All right.
Mr. Jennings.
He's after me.
Oh, he's after you.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's after me.
Gotcha.
Well, we have experience. There's some funny. I'll just say this. I won't say the name, but my daughter was playing at Culpeper recently.
Yes.
And a kid who was very notable there went and swatted my daughter when she was shooting a 3-pointer, and then swatted the hand, and then the ball goes out of, and the ref didn't call nothing, right? And then the ref says out of ball white, and then this notable player who, has a lot of connections in Culpeper, the player turned to the ref and said, no, out of ball blue. And then the referee changed the call. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Out of ball blue. And I was like, oh, wow. All right. There's some real good home cooking here in Culpeper. Culpeper, they cook it up good up in Culpeper. So I might take that out, Coach Fowler, but,
You good, man. You good?
But Cody couldn't believe. She said, man, she said the name, I'm saying just blank. She said, they got some pull up in here in Culpeper where a 13-year-old could tell the referee, hey, no, out of line blue, and
13-year-old.
A 13-year-old, changed the call. I'm like, woo.
I know that family, so we're good, man. I know who we talk about. We good.
But that 13-year-old, that must have been, that was pretty wild. So Culpeper got some home cooking, so we know about. We just got our butts whooped by. And I will say this: they have some great young athletes there, and They take basketball serious in Culpeper, so I'll give them they salute. Amen. So you have that, but now, way back then, when did you first started getting courted by the college coaches, and when did they start coming by?
Man, it's funny you say that, right? Because we had a coach, man, Roger Berge. I never knew that I was getting letters or anything, right? Because my grades were in jeopardy at that time. I never knew until my senior year. He called me in his office and said, "Man, I got something for you." And he had boxes and boxes of letters, man, from schools.
Wow. Wow. You're the third athlete to tell me that's happened to that you're the third athlete that I've known that's happened to where those coaches would do that back in the day.
It seems like it was a lot more controlled by the high school coaches, the recruitment and the letters and all that kind of stuff back in the day, as opposed to now, where they don't go through the high school coach, I guess, as much. Um, not on that. I don't want to. I don't want my high school coach friends to get mad at me for how that came out. They still talk to the high school coaches. They still get their opinions. They still go through them as far as recruitment. But it seems like the letters were sent to the school, and most of the stuff went through the high school coach. Then the high school coach would present it to the players back then.
Yes.
Pee Wee, I was gonna say you experienced it, man. So you tell it.
So when he called me into the office and I seen all those letters, I was like, man, I got a chance to go play someplace.
Mm.
But I had to tighten up in the classroom, and I waited way, way too late, and I ended up going JUCO and doing my thing there, and ended up getting a scholarship at Florida State. And it's funny that all those letters, right? I took one visit. I didn't visit any other place. Coach told me, "Listen, you come here, you're going to start." I said, "Okay, where I sign at?"
Oh wow.
I didn't care. I just wanted a ball. I didn't care.
Now you're fast forwarding a little bit. Let's slow it down a little bit.
Okay.
And the reason why it's important to our audience that we slow it down is because the world has changed now, where I have just explained to my daughters that pretty much no matter how hard you try, you're probably not going to get picked to go D1 right out of high school, because the way the world has shifted, where I told my daughters that you may have to spend some time in JUCO, you may have to spend some time in, some of the smaller college. So which JUCO did you choose? And tell us about that experience, and tell us about even like what resources back then did they have when you show up to a JUCO college regarding basketball, to share some of that with us.
Well, I ended up going to Ferrum.
Fair. Okay.
And if you know where that is, it's like south of Roanoke, southwest of Roanoke.
Okay.
It's a Division II school now, but I really didn't get involved with them until I played in the All-Star game. And they had me come down for a visit in the country.
Right.
No more visits. Signed and went to play the Ferrum.
Wow.
Immediately.
Wow.
I just wanted to play, man.
Amen.
I had a chance to play college ball. I wanted to play. That's it.
Amen. Now, Ferrum was at that time, was it a 2-year school, 4-year school?
JUCO.
Okay.
In JUCO, my sophomore year, they went Division III.
Okay. Awesome. And were you able to start right off the bat there?
Started right off the bat.
Okay. All right. And then as a freshman, were you starting to already just putting up numbers, or did you
have numbers?
Oh, that's awesome. Remember your season high that year?
Huh?
Remember your season high that year?
I think probably 30 something. I averaged 23 my freshman year and 30 my sophomore year.
Okay, all right. And you remember how many dimes you averaged in JUCO?
Man, probably 8, 7.
Okay. And how many steals back then?
Probably 2.
Okay, all right. Awesome. Now, when you're at JUCO, are you mid-season and you're starting to hear about the potential for Florida State, or when are you starting to hear Florida State might be interested? When do you get the letter?
I don't get no letter until after we go to the JUCO Nationals.
Okay.
So they had the coaches, plenty of college coaches out there during that time. We go out there. We finished 8th in the country. Uh, First game out there, I dropped 45. I ended up averaging 33 out there in 3 games.
Wow.
Most points scored in 3 game span and
Wow.
rebounds.
Wow. Rebounds too as a guard.
Yeah, man.
All right, all right. Now, do you have any memorable players that you remember from the JUCO year, and then from those playoffs? Is anyone that you went up against that really stuck in your mind?
Nah, no, not really, but just 2 players in particular that was on my team.
Okay, who were they? Let's give them a shout out.
Charles Hill
Okay,
and what's Greg's last name? And Greg Smith.
Greg Smith and Charles. All right, well, we're gonna give them a shout out.
No
I
doubt.
might even try to send it to them on Facebook so they could hear that you gave them a shout out. All
No
right.
doubt.
Amen. Amen. So then they mention you at the national. Now, how far did y'all get on the nationals?
We just finished. We finished 8th. We won 2 and lost 1, and then
Okay.
I finished in 8th in the country out there.
Okay. So what did they call your coach? Did they call you? Did they send a letter? How did all that work?
I ended up meeting the coach out there. Then they got in touch with my coach. Our assistant coach was Greg Pullen and Grant Hudson.
Grant Hudson. Okay.
Yes.
All right. All right.
Hey, did you know there's this little button? It's right here on the video. And it reads SUBSCRIBE. And when you click that little button, an angel gets its wings. For real.
So then now you're headed to, now that's kind of wild though, because the Nationals, what month did the Nationals happen?
This is, man, right after we beat Anderson. I think 2 weeks later we made the trip right at the end of the season of the tournament. And we headed straight out there.
Okay. So then now you meet with the coach, and then now you're getting a scholarship for Florida State. Had you ever even been to Florida before, or was that
never?
Okay. So was that your first time flying, or was that?
Yeah, first time flying. Scared to death. Yes.
Wow. Now, I hate to get into all the. I'm going into the nitty gritty. You know why? Because we have young athletes. At least even my young athletes, Italy, everyone, they listen to these podcasts. So I want them to think about some of these details about the fact that you had never flown. You know, and I want them to feel because they're gonna have that experience. You know what I mean? So I want them to feel it. I share that. So when you get there. Back then, did they ever give young athletes a stipend, or did they give you like any kind of? I know that it was back then in the day where they were very limited. Did they give you any cash, walking around cash at all?
You get ready to get Florida State put up.
Man, it's things happen.
Show me the money.
Things happen. Even when I got down there, right? I think what really set me off to go to Tallahassee when we got there that Friday, we had a big time recording artist down there. Prince was there. We were in the front row, man, and I told my mom and dad, "Yo, this is why I'm coming."
Oh wow!
I gotta come, yeah.
Oh wow! Yeah, I told my friends and because I ran into this at a later time through my wife's little brother, and he I saw one of like the frat parties and the college life at a much older age of life,
Yeah.
And when I was in high school, I was trying to be a thug, and I remember thinking, like, if I had just seen these frat parties, you know what I'm saying, then my grade, that's just my belief, like if the kids would see the frat parties and those college parties, I think they would all do better in school, but so we got to be smarter how we reach these kids, because if I had one of them frat parties, I think I would have done better in school, because all I was thinking about, oh, I don't want to be studying all the time, but I didn't see them frat parties. So yeah, that college life will get you. So now at Florida State, Florida State and Florida State got a reputation for some partying. Were you able to focus on grades at all, or did you, how strict was the academic rigor back then?
I did what I had to do until my senior year. I knew I was going to get drafted.
Okay.
I just wanted to know how well I was going to perform against all the other guys that came out in that class.
Right.
So after I passed enough hours, all I did was stay in the gym and lift, and that's it.
That's good.
I did that every morning, 3
That's
times a day. So I was in the gym.
That's good. Now, Florida State, did y'all go to the dance at all when you were there, or how many times?
My senior year, we had to win a game in the Metro tournament, ended up losing to South Carolina. We played in the NIT, played 2 games of that, and I was sick about that. I definitely wanted to play on that stage, man.
I can see it in your face, my brother. I can see it in your face, amen. So, so then now, you finish your senior year, and tell me about the draft, and tell me about that experience. What happened there?
Draft went well. Didn't go as well as I thought. I should have went a little higher. I think Marty Blake had a thing against me. It wasn't that my ego was crazy. I just loved to play, and I kind of left all that out on the floor. And I don't think he liked it. I think he thought it was something else. But all the guys that I went up against that went before me, oh man, I terrorized them.
Amen. 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 Now, let me rewind a little bit. When you get to Florida State, before we go to draft, let's rewind a little bit. When you were as a guard, a lot of times the guards are the ones that have to reflect the coach, the most. How hard was it to adapt to your Florida State coach, and like what parameters did he put you in, as you're out there on the court for him?
It's funny, man, that everywhere I went, they gave me the ball.
Mm. So they just recognized game.
Game. Gave me the ball, man. Let me go.
That sounds like that portion of Love and Basketball when the Italian guy tells them, "Hey, get the ball to Monica." You know what I'm saying? Like they just,
he says, give the ball to you and get out of
the way. So, and what was the name of your college coach? Do you remember
Joe
that?
Williams. Joe Williams was my first year coach when I was a junior. Then Pat Kennedy came my senior year.
Okay. Now, how did that change? Was that a big change for you, or what was that like?
Pat Kennedy, a younger version coach. He let us get up and down the floor. He knew we had some talent. Still nothing changed. The first day, big article in the paper, what are you going to do with Pee Wee? We're going to let him go because he's going to the league.
Wow. Now, at Florida State, do you have any teammates that you want to shout out, or anyone that really
all of them
in your mind?
Lorraine Davis, Riley Choice, got a lottery pick I'm going to give right now. George McLeod.
Oh yeah.
You better give the one I'm thinking of, Pee Wee.
Thomas
I'm getting ready to shout him out too.
Thomas Mabry, Randy Allen, Craig Mateer, Tony Karasik, Tony Carter, any other names I left out, forgive me, but I love them all. I've never been on a team like that Florida State team in Tallahassee where we never had a blowout between teammates,
Wow.
We were all close-knit.
Wow. That's awesome. That is really.
Yeah.
So Tony, there's a little bit of a story. So I don't even think that's where I went. That's where I went to college. I went to Florida State as well. Duly enrolled at Tallahassee Community College and Florida State, but Florida State was where I primarily was, and I started coaching basketball down there, and coached travel ball. I went out, just decided I was going to start going to middle school games, and I was going to get some kids and whatnot. and I ended up meeting Tariq Abdul Aziz, and formerly known as Thomas Mabry. So
Yes.
I became really close with Tariq, and again, Pee Wee would know him back then as Thomas Mabry, and I became really close with him, and yeah, I coached his son. He ended up being my assistant coach on the team that we had that was called the Tallahassee Elite, and got to know him really well through the years. I mean, we stayed in touch a little bit, but we lost touch probably five. That was before COVID. It's probably about 10 years ago, maybe.
Right.
We lost touch. And when me and Pee Wee connect and we're talking, oh man, I know Thomas. Yeah, I know Thomas. And he caught me off guard. We're at a tournament, and he pulls the phone up, got video call with Tarek, man, and it was good to see him and it's a small world because Tarek couldn't believe that I was with Pee Wee and I couldn't believe that he knew Tarek, so it was a small world, but it was a cool story because of how close me and Tarek were back in the day.
Wow.
And then to know that Pee Wee and him were teammates at Florida State was pretty cool. So
Oh, that's awesome. Now, where's he at nowadays?
he's still in Tallahassee.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's still in Tallahassee. I want to say the last that I've known he was um, working for the government in Tallahassee.
Yes.
Okay. That is
Yeah.
awesome. That is
So,
awesome.
and his son's down there. His son went to junior college and then came out. And his son he's a pretty recognizable
Rapper, right?
rapper in Florida.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, so they know him. Tarif Knockout. Is that's his name, right? Tarif Knockout.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. All
that's
right.
his name.
All right.
So.
Maybe we'll have him on one day. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, his government name is Jared Mabry,
Okay.
but Tart would be a good one. I'll tell you what, man. You want somebody to make you laugh. I mean, he has some stories, man, and he has a way he has a way with words.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Now, Coach Barber, now the draft, let's go back up, let's fast forward back up to the draft. The draft happens, and you said that you didn't go as high as you want. Now, where did you land for the uninitiated? Where did you land?
I was chosen 87th player chosen in the draft, which is round 4 back then. We had a bunch of rounds back then. Uh, I was still happy about it because I get to go to camp. I ain't even tripping. I just want to get to camp now.
Amen. Amen.
So I'm working out, balling. Things happen. End up breaking my foot, breaking my leg right before camps. I get to Portland, I can't even run.
Uh,
I go to Topeka to the CBA team, play there, come home that summer and break my leg. And a lot of stuff turned for the worse after that.
I hear you. Now, where specifically did you get drafted to?
Portland.
Portland. All right. So
Yes.
Portland Trail Blazers. Amen. And so you get drafted there, and you break your foot before summer league, right?
Yeah, I break my foot 2 weeks before going to the LA to play in the summer leagues with all the big hats out there and everything.
Now you break your foot then, and it was that your first major injury, or did you have?
First major injury ever.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
So psychologically, how are you dealing with that after never because some people they've had one or two serious injuries before, but now you're facing your first major injury right before the most important time. Psychologically, how are you dealing with that at the time?
I truly didn't believe it. I thought I just sprained my foot.
Uh-huh.
But it felt kind of different. So the next day I went to the doctor to see the doctor, and the doctor says, Pee Wee, I got bad news for you. You broke your foot. I said, man, you joking, right? He says, no, I'm gonna call Dr. McHugh right now, who's one of the top specialists at UVA back then. A week later, I went over and got a screw put in. And by the time I got to Portland, I could run a little, but not like that.
Okay, and then now you break your leg. Is it the same leg or
same right leg, right foot, right leg?
Now just as for our athletes, it's important for them to know this. I haven't shown my daughter some of the bad breaks that I've seen but some of the really awful breaks that I've seen, I always wonder, was there a pre-existing injury? How much of the leg do you blame on the foot, and do you think it's related, or were they totally unrelated?
Unrelated.
Totally
It's,
unrelated.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now, when we say break, when we talking about breaking out the skin, or did it, or it's just broken
No.
in the skin?
Yeah. Inside.
Okay. Okay. And how many weeks apart did that break occur?
Oh man, maybe 9 months.
9 months. Oh wow. 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 So now with the foot, how long were you off your feet and having to recover and all of that?
Man, I was off my feet until like 2 weeks before I left to go to Portland.
Okay. And now, what is the NBA telling you when you break your foot? Like, what are they saying? Like, how's the communication? What's the communication like?
Not good. They just wanted me to show up. They knew about the break through my agent. They wanted me to come out there and rehab, see what I could do. I I ran a little here and there, but I couldn't. What no explosion, no quickness. I would I was like messed up at that time.
Oh man.
And psychologically still too, because I'm saying to myself, man, here's your shot to get to the league, to do what you need to do to help everybody's around you, and now you can't even perform.
Amen. Now, all right. Now you said a key word here. I'm sorry. Now I'm gonna rewind you because this is really helpful for our people here. All right. You said the word agent. All right. Now, when you get drafted, did you have an agent beforehand? Did you have an agent afterhand? Did they call you? Did you have to look for them? How did you hook up with this agent? And if you have a good relationship with them, if you can give them a shout out. If you don't have a good relationship with, you can throw them under the bus. No, I'm just saying, don't throw them under the
No. This
bus.
is a really good guy. I don't know if you know of heard of him, David, or maybe you have also. His name was Brent Johnson. He grew up in Harrisonburg in our neighborhood.
Oh wow.
He was one of the top scouts ever in the NBA for the Houston Rockets.
Okay.
He was a main organizer for starting basketball
Mm.
in Africa.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Big name for the Houston Rockets, man.
Wow.
Well
So
loved.
is that the connection with Ralph?
Yes.
Okay. Ralph
Yes.
Sampson going to the Rockets.
Yes.
Okay.
Matter of fact, they lived on the same street, Myrtle Street. Both of
I
them.
know Myrtle.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Now, there's also a Hakeem, or you talking about Africa, there's a Hakeem connection there as well. So you hook up, is Brent Johnson, right?
Yes.
Okay, so had he already moved away from Harrisonburg, or?
No, he was man, I can't even say. I think he was already still living in Harrisonburg, but laying his ties, his roots down in Houston.
Okay, so he calls your parents, he calls you. How y'all connect?
We all grew up in the same neighborhood.
Okay, so you already knew
Yeah.
him ahead of time.
Yeah, personally.
Okay, awesome. And he's communicating, connect. And so, when you said it wasn't good, what is he feeding you back after he tells them about the break and everything?
He's just trying to get me to go out there to do whatever I can do, right?
Uh-huh.
Once I get out there, they see that I really can't. And here's what's funny about this. This is crazy. This stuff is what's meant or not meant, I'm saying, because
Right.
the year they drafted me, they only drafted one point guard to back up Terry Porter that year.
Mm.
And that was me.
Wow. So these injuries occur. Now, this is a tricky one to ask, but what do you have to do in order to get? So let me give you an example. I interviewed Coach Rolando Lamb, and he said he made it all the way to the last day of the practice before he would get signed and get that check. And for the NBA, I remember way back, even back in the day, if you get a 1-year deal, that's a nice piece of change right there. You know what I'm saying? Like that's so if you're in your mind, you're thinking, what do you have to do in order to get that first check? Because I know in your mind you have to be thinking about, like, what do I have to do to get that first check or be able to compete to get that first check? When was the next camp after you missing the summer league?
No more camps.
Oh man. So they didn't have nothing for you in September, October?
No more camps, man. I didn't. Almost all this stuff happened in 87, 88. I don't play basketball again until 90.
Oh wow. Wow. Now, when is your opening where is there a place where you can get a tryout, or is there any openings after those 2 breaks?
My opening started doing other things.
Mm,
From the check that I got from Portland
right.
to not refocusing on the stuff that I needed to do.
Okay. Oh, so they did give you a little check there.
Oh yeah.
They gave
When
you a
you
little
get
check.
out there, you get money off the top, but you ain't getting the money that these kids are getting today.
Right. Okay. So you get a little bit of check, and then you just mentioned something, and it's public knowledge. You get into a little bit of trouble, or really a lot of trouble. Now we've been tracing your basketball life, okay?
Yeah.
But I always like to, this is one of my favorite quotes. I was listening to a CIA spy, and he said, every man, and this is why I don't let my kids do any sleepovers anywhere, okay? Because he said, every man has a public life, they have a private life, and they got a secret life. You see what I'm saying? And what the spies do, they try to find out your secret life, because if they find out what you're doing in your secret life, they can exploit you, We've been talking about your basketball life. Now let's rewind, just so the kid, and I'm not doing this because I can say the only thing different between me and you is I ain't get that far. I ain't get caught. You know what I'm saying? So thankfully, I was too much of a nerd coming from Fayetteville, North Carolina, that I was trying to move weight, and they were like, "Get away from me. We don't trust you. You're like a narc." Because I was trying to move weight in Alexandria. I had the money and everything. I was trying to move some weight, and they did not. They was like, because I didn't know everybody, and I wasn't connected. I came from North Carolina, and they were like, "Get away from me." So I can't judge nobody, So I'm sharing this with you, though. Let's rewind back. When was the first time that you started doing some dirt that could get you in trouble with like a felony level trouble? When was the first time you crossed that line? And when was the first time, for the kids who are listening here today, would you say that it was a love of money that got you in trouble? Or would you say it was more bad influence that got you in trouble to cross that line? Or would you say it's 50-50? What are your thoughts, just for the young people, so that they can hear, so that they can avoid the same trap?
I think, in the neighborhood that I grew up in, you see about a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So the influence of both sides is there. It's your choice to make that decision.
Right.
And the heartbreak that I had, I'm thinking I was a failure because the basketball situation didn't work out. Nah, I ain't gonna fail. I'm gonna do something else.
Mm.
I'm gonna have people looking up to me doing something else, which wasn't a good idea either.
Right.
So I think the first time I crossed that line is probably like in 88.
Okay. How old were you?
Man, I was what, 20, 23?
23. Okay.
23, 24 years old, something like that.
Okay.
And I looked at it as an opportunity to do something that maybe turn it into something good, but it's never that.
Amen.
It's never that.
Amen. Oh yeah, my plan was I wasn't gonna do that for life. I didn't want to go into the army. I just wanted me a car, an apartment, some brand new tennis shoes, and some new gear. That was my only plan. Like you look at me, Dad, I'm good.
And look, and that's the order that it falls into
Yeah.
from the beginning.
Yeah, and I wanted to be free from my family where they couldn't, I had two real domineering. My brother was really older and domineering. My dad was domineering. I wanted to be free from that. I wanted to be able to do my own thing and be free from them telling me what to do all the time. So I was the same way. Just thankfully, I was too much of a nerd. So understanding this at age 23, so you're older, you are a little older in age when prior to that, had you ever had any misdemeanors or felonies or anything? That's why it's important. I want the kids to be able to hear that, because one of the things where I was criminal minded at that time, thankfully nothing happened, is I always thought I'm different. Like I don't have a criminal history. I don't have a record. I'm different from the rest of these guys. So if we get caught up, what ain't gonna happen to me will happen to them. So you don't have anything like that. Now you get caught up. What happens, and just for the people, and I'm not trying to glorify it or anything, but just so that people can get the details, what kind of weight we moving? We moving marijuana? We moving cocaine? What are we moving?
Both.
Oh, okay, all right. And then you moving that, and are you moving large quantities, or are you
Not at first.
Not at first. Okay.
Not at first.
Tune in, like and subscribe for the love of the game with Tony and David.
And then how much money are you making typically?
Man, it's as long as you got product, you're gonna make money.
Okay.
It's what it is, man.
All right. You talking about like a couple thousand a week? A couple, what are you making?
Oh yeah, that's easy. That's small.
Okay.
Yeah.
Couple thousand a week. Okay. And did you see the heat coming, or did you or was it just like a big bust? Explain to me the day that you got arrested.
Well, really up in our neighborhood during that time, you really didn't see the police like that.
Okay.
Because majority of our neighborhood was 96, 97% black. So, we didn't see them up there that much. Not often.
Right. Right.
So that's how that really went. So it was like open market.
So when now, is it just Harrisonburg that rushes in and arrests you, or is it feds, or who is it?
Harrisonburg. Feds didn't come until my last go around.
Oh, so you got arrested once, and that wasn't enough to stop you. You had to get it. Oh wow! All right, so you were still in the game. All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Is this part of the psychology? Is that you get caught once, and then now that you got that dirt on your name, you feel like this is your only way now, or?
No, I never felt like that. I always felt that I could have done something. I could have done something, and I should have done it. I'm just being hard headed, but after coming home, after doing a little 7, 8 months, I'm back on my ball, running around playing ball all over the place, and next thing you know, I'm back at it again. But I'm playing ball. I'm back at it again.
Wow.
This time I'm even a little tougher.
Wow. Now, is the NBA totally out of your
out of the picture? Everything's out of the picture. Really, what I'm doing now is, I'm running around playing for money. This is chump change for real, and people, I don't even like talking about, but a lot of people didn't want to play against us.
Okay. I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. So now, so let's rewind a little bit. The first arrest happens and Harrisonburg rolls in. And what kind of charges are you facing with that first charge?
I just got a distribution case.
Okay.
Distribution conspiracy
gun
case.
on you? No gun?
No, never no guns.
Never any guns. Okay, all right. That makes things a little easier, amen. So how long? So you do 7 months off the first time, and you come back, and then how long before you get arrested again?
Maybe 2 years.
2 years go. Okay, so 2 years go by and nothing happened. And then the second time Harrisonburg catches you again?
Yes.
Okay, and then how long do you get then?
6 years, 11 months. I get 25 years. I do 6 years and 11 months.
Oh, so you do 6 years, okay? And now here's a question. For a guy who's really not criminally minded for the most part, and you have been an athlete all this time, and now you're going in there, like, did you have anyone ahead of you to kind of like make things calm and say, hey, this is our dude, leave him alone, or what was it like surviving in there for 6 years?
Nah, not hard at all. We were already adapted from the neighborhood I lived in.
Okay.
So in there, the adaptation is to make sure that you get one of those and keep them.
Right.
And just mind your business.
Amen. Amen. So, did they let you play ball in there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you was lighting them up inside the jail.
Listen, yo, I'm gonna give you a story. I'm at Powhatan, right?
Uh-huh.
Just getting there. I had about a week or so. I'm Muslim too, so I want you to know that also. So I go play down at the park. The brothers are there. Cause everybody's after me, cause I can do one thing and one thing really well. Play ball. And they didn't like that.
Oh wow.
My teammates did, but other guys, not
Right.
so much.
Now, in the Virginia jail, we all, people like myself and Coach Fowler, we see the TV version of jail. Amen. And I hear certain things. So, like, is it, how much of it is like Oz when you walk up in there? Like, so do you have the Muslims and then you have the Aryan Nation and, like in the Virginia jail, excuse me, now here's what I do know. I did 4 years prison ministry, you know what I'm saying? And I know the jail, there's not the difference between jail and prison.
Surely.
It's a big difference. All right.
Surely.
So when you go to the actual prison, like what work did you get assigned to do? And then also like what were the different groups that were broken up in the Virginia State Prison?
You're gonna have several groups. You're gonna have the Muslim group, the Christian groups, not so much the Aryan Brotherhoods in the state. You're gonna have a few. It really wasn't gang oriented when I was going through that situation.
Okay.
The work situation, if you wanted to.
Right.
Besides that, majority of the people either worked out, played sports, or stayed in the law library.
Okay. All right. Now, did you have to throw hands in prison ever?
Only once.
Okay.
Over basketball, something small. Yeah.
So,
3 minutes in a cell.
what did it give you more time or?
Nah, your people's on the door, their people's on the door. Whatever happens, if you're getting whipped too bad, it is what it is. They'll open up the door and stop it. Then it's over with.
Okay. All right. Cool. So you get out after doing 6 years, and then how long before you go back to slanging again?
I don't know. I try to stay away. Maybe another 2 years.
Okay.
Maybe another 2 years.
So you stayed away clear for 2 years, but then eventually the money starts drawing you back.
Yeah.
So then now how long was it still just cocaine and marijuana at that time?
Just cocaine.
Oh, just cocaine. So you're moving cocaine and it's that third time. And then now the feds come and get you. And when the feds come and get you, did you know the difference right away of like how they were handling it, or?
Don't forget to like and subscribe for the love of the game.
Well, what happened? The state came and picked me up first, right? They really didn't have a case, so I go to court and come back, bring me back across, and I don't even see a judge. I go to the courtroom, I don't even see a judge. I'm saying this is funny. I come back, they take me downstairs, and the feds are downstairs, and they say some things, this and that. I don't say anything. They take me back upstairs the next day. They take me to Orange, arrange me, and I stay over there. it's funny how the feds operate. I want the kids to be aware of this because I got a life sentence, man, with no co-defendants,
Wow.
with
Wow.
no with no money, no drugs, no controlled buy, no guns,
Jesus.
all because I wouldn't cooperate with these people.
Jesus.
So now the people that got caught up in some stuff jumped on my case. And this case started with an unauthorized use of a motor vehicle.
Mm. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Go ahead, Coach.
No, I was just saying wow because I know the overall I know this overall story. Me and Pete we've talked about it. I watched the news piece on it or whatnot, but hearing some of these things, new information that I didn't know. But yeah, I was just saying wow because
Amen. Amen.
listen, man, I'm not surprised though. I mean, I'll just leave it at that. But I have my own feelings about some of these things. But
So Dave,
was that was your third strike? Is that why? Was that with the?
yes. And this is really why now I'll be wanting to try to get back. And man, and it's been a blessing, man, for the things you've done for me, man, for that stuff to be around these kids. And still today, man, I just want to be around the kids because I'll be wanting to share my story with them.
Mm-hmm.
And and a lot of the kids, they want to be not me, they want to be somebody that they're not.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear kids all the time talking about money, this and that. Man, I ain't never seen no money.
Right.
I ain't never seen no money. Yo, try to do something positive. So my goal is, man, I want to get back to Harrisonburg, to get in that gym, to get these kids. Dave, you wouldn't even believe me. I just went to an open gym, man, and watched coaches, right? Coach kids, right? Sad. They can't show them. They
Mm-hmm.
trying to tell them to do something, and they can't show them.
Yep.
And I'm right here in Waynesboro in Harrisonburg, man. They won't give me a call.
Mm. That's terrible.
Yeah, man. That's crazy to me. I mean, when you were explaining that to me before or whatnot, and you were trying to start your thing up or whatnot, um, yeah. I mean, when you have somebody like Pee Wee, and and this is for anybody listening or whatnot. Um, I mean, what Pee Wee did is what Pee Wee did, man. But I could tell you from our conversations and me getting to know him and are y'all husband and wife now? Did y'all get married?
Yeah, we've been married
Yeah,
five
okay, yeah.
years.
So getting to know him and his wife, yeah, right. Yeah, so getting to know them, man. I can tell like his heart's genuine. I mean, he genuinely wants to help people,
Right.
and again, I mean, I recognize the name. He kind of reached out to me out of the blue, Tony, and I recognize the name Pee Wee Barber, Pee Wee Barber. I know that name from something. And he was like, yeah, Chris Dotson, gave me your information and told me to reach out to you. But one thing that I noticed is that he wasn't trying to hide anything from me, Tony, and that was where I respected him because he asked me like the first three tournaments that he came and set up at our tournament. He said, "Hey man, did you listen? Did you look at that news article that I sent you? And just look my name up. Just look my name up." And I didn't do it. I didn't go and look it up. I didn't do it. And then the next time he saw me, hey, did you get a chance to look at that yet? And finally, I told my wife, I said, I need to look this up. I mean, he like really wants me to see this, and it was the article that I sent you, Tony, and it was like I had a newfound respect at that point because it was like he could have just kept it on the hush, and I would have never known, anything. He wanted me to know this. He wanted me to know his story, and he wasn't trying to, hide anything from me coming to set up and whatnot. He kept it real, and I could respect that. And if he was as many opportunities as I coached over in Harrisonburg as well, and had some teams over there. And as badly as some of those kids need somebody like Pee Wee, that they can look and see what he's done and then what else he's done
Mm.
and realize you know, and he could be, you know, that resource for them, and that's somebody for them to confide in. You know, that it baffles me that some of these programs and are I mean, again, this is not a violent crime. You know, this is not I mean, this, you know, it's a drug charge. You know, and so I mean, it's not for them to look at that and not give him an opportunity and not allow him to tell his story and allow him to work with these kids and whatnot. It blows my mind because I mean, if I was still doing my thing over there, Pee Wee, I mean, me and you would be arm in arm, man.
Hey, listen, and I would be there.
Yeah.
Amen.
Because I mean, these kids these kids need to hear that because you're right. They're trying to be a lot of them want to be something that they're not, and they don't know that life. They don't that you know they see the glorified version of it, you know, but they don't understand, you know, what they really are getting themselves in. Would they be able to do the 6 year bid? No, man. Being crying in court and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, because a lot of them. I guess Tony, you felt the same way. Like it was, yeah, I'm not gonna get caught, you know. And Pee Wee, you probably felt that way for a little while. I ain't gonna get caught, man. But until you do.
Yeah.
But Harrisonburg, you know, it's good for to hit that segment, Tony, just because Harrisonburg, you know, has those areas. I mean, the area Pee Wee, you know, came up in it over in the area of Sims. I mean, I'm sure there's still some kids there that could really use, uh, you know, that could really use somebody like Pee Wee in their life that could say, "Nah, man, learn from my mistakes. Don't learn from your own." You know.
Amen. Amen. I got one more crime question before we go to the uplifting questions. Amen. The one last crime question is, back in the day, before I got saved, my favorite artist was Biggie, and he had the commandments. Amen. And the commandments was you don't get high on your own
Your own
supply.
supply.
Did you keep that law or did you break that law?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
So you kept it or you broke it?
No, I kept it.
Oh, you kept it. So that you were able to keep your okay.
Hey, you want to hear something? I haven't
Go ahead.
smoked or drank since 1992.
Wow.
That's not long, but it is long for me.
Oh no. Yeah, hey brother, you got me beat. 90, 95, amen. So 95 when I left the military, amen. So yes. So you did keep that. That's why you were able to have a certain level of success out there on the streets. Okay. Now, did you find Allah in the 6 year bid or did you find Allah in that last bid?
I became Muslim in my second bid, but I really wasn't practicing or
Okay.
studying. I prayed, but I really didn't know Islam like that I know now.
Okay.
I never read. I always followed and listened. But I say this for anyone that's learning their religion,
Mm-hmm.
read,
Amen.
buy books. Don't let everybody tell you something and then you go to find out
Right.
it's not what it is.
Amen. That's my advice for all religion is that you got to read for yourself
You gotta
because
read, man.
there's always going to be people that tell you what God said instead of you finding for yourself. So one last question on religion. Did you join the nation or did you join Sunnis or which one did you join?
Nah, Akla Sunnah.
Okay. All right. I was curious.
The Sunnis.
Okay. Amen. So there's a big difference. Amen.
Surely it is.
Yeah, there's a big difference. All right.
Yes.
So so with that in mind, so you get arrested with the feds, and did you have enough money for a good lawyer, or did you have
I had 2 lawyers.
Yeah, 2 lawyers. So you had enough money to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had good lawyers, and even with 2 good lawyers, you get this sentence.
Nah, they're not on your team.
They were not. You didn't feel like they were on your team at all.
I'm not saying they wasn't, but they wasn't. But all they gotta do is ask a few questions, man, that I think they would have freed me. I think not only that, you got 12 jurors, right? That's up there listening to this stuff. That's not even your co-defendant. Why are they even here?
Mm.
If you're in a conspiracy and you don't have any co-defendants, why are they even here?
Right, right.
Where's your people that you conspired with?
Wow. Wow.
That's my only question I wanted my lawyers to ask them. Were these people that he conspired with when he doesn't have any co-defendants?
Mm. Mm. Now, what year was this last trial?
04.
'04. Okay. So '04, you're going through this last trial. What runs through your mind when they give you that sentence?
Believe this, man. I always thought this. I said, Pee Wee, for all the stuff you did, you done done. You had to pay that time to give in. I never thought that I would stay in there or die in there. I figured, man, God would let me out sooner or later for all the crazy stuff I was doing.
Mm.
And I always told the brother, I said, man, Allah gonna bless me to leave on a Friday.
Wow.
True story, too, man.
Wow.
I met Juma on a Friday. My parents, my wife, my daughter, and them found out like at 11. I don't know. I don't find out until like 1 o'clock. They tapped me on the shoulder, said, Pee Wee, man, they've been calling your name. For what?
Right.
So I go around the corner, the same guy that's been coming to the dorms and telling people they gotta leave. He said, what's your name? I told him so and so. He said, man, you got immediate release. You gotta leave now. This is on a Friday.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow. 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 Now, but let's because there's a lot of things that happened there. I was listening to your story, doing some research. All right. So, but let's go back to your mindset when they go and that judge goes and gives you 100 years. What are you thinking when you hear that?
uh,
So you said that you was thinking you were gonna get out earlier. You didn't really believe you were gonna do 100 years.
no, I believed I was gonna have to do something. I
Uh-huh.
didn't know how long. I figured I'd come home sooner or later. I did go back to the jail and cry for about a few minutes.
Amen. Hey, be keeping it
Yeah,
real. Keeping it
I
real.
had to.
You keeping it
I
real.
had
I
to.
appreciate it. Hey,
I had
now,
to.
here's a question I have is I know you are, and I can see it, my brother. I can see how serious you are with Allah. I can see the things you're doing in the community. I saw all of that. So I know you're no longer criminally minded. However, as someone who did all this time, what do you think about these people who are like, like people when you hear about guys who snitch and get out early? Because on one hand, I know you're no longer part of a criminal enterprise and you're not like a mafia figure or nothing like that. But on the other hand, you're a person that you stood 10 toes down and did all this time for others. What is your philosophy on those who go and tell on others? And you have all the right to think any way you want to think because you actually have faced a lot of this stuff. What are your thoughts on those things?
I just say this. I say nobody forced you to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
You did that on your own.
Right.
So if you get banged, do what you're supposed to do and keep your mouth shut.
Amen.
If everybody keeps their mouth shut, man, only 1 or 2, 3 people going to jail, and those are the people that got caught, man.
Amen. Well, I did have to laugh when the comedian Earthquake man. He said, if they ever put me in jail, I'll tell on my mama. You know what I'm saying? he said, I'll tell on my mama to go home early. You know what I'm saying? Mom did it now. So I had to laugh, but hey, you can laugh about it as long as you ain't in it, So
Yeah.
now you are doing all of these years. This last bid, you come to know Allah. Where are you working in the jail, and how is life changing for you in this last bid?
Yeah, to be honest with you, if I'd have got released in 16,
Uh-huh.
we probably wouldn't be having this interview.
Wow.
And just one day I was like, man, you know what? Enough is enough.
In 2016, at least from the story that I heard, and correct me if the story I heard was wrong, because like I said when we were off air, reporters get things wrong all the time. That's the only thing that I agree with Donald Trump on is fake news. All right, so I agree with the brother on that there is a lot of fake news.
Yeah.
in 2016, I heard that President Obama originally kind of started the gears to moving in order for you to come home early because of it was a nonviolent offense. But then, can you explain, even though he started it moving, how come you didn't immediately get out and what caused it to be delayed all the way to 2019?
I I think I think those in charge, so-called in charge, didn't want to see all these people leaving out of these prisons immediately.
Mm,
And we know the majority of the people that were being released out of these jails immediately was the people of color.
mm,
And a lot of those charges, man, are nonviolent crimes.
yep.
There's guys that are still in prison today that I still keep in touch with. First time felon, right? Nonviolent charge catches a life sentence. He's been in there for 30 years.
Wow. 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 So there was a hesitation to release, even though. Now, what did Obama do exactly for our audience? What did he do in 2016?
He came out with the clemency, right? So with the clemency is dealing with people that has a long period of time for nonviolent charges and or programming while inside.
Mm,
So if you fit that bill, you can file that bill, that petition, not saying that you're going to get released or you will get that.
mm,
Quite a few people got it. I think he could have did more. The
mm,
administration could have did a lot more.
right.
When you even have people in there that got 40 years for marijuana charges,
It's crazy work.
it doesn't make sense when you got people taking advantage of young kids.
Yeah.
Get 24 months.
Mm,
That's a violent charge.
mm.
Here we are with nonviolent charges, get more time than them. And you done mess kids up for life.
Yeah. I encourage the listeners to go. It used to be on Netflix, but there was a documentary called 13. And
That's a powerful documentary, man.
it becomes very, very clear that all of this stuff is just another version of slavery.
Modern day slavery, yep.
Yep, it's just another version of finding a way to put people in chains and get free labor. Now, all right. Now I got a crazy question. You might rebuke me, and that's okay. You can rebuke me because I want to get educated. All right, I want to get educated. I want educate me, Coach Barber. I've always told myself, especially after I saw 13, that if I ever got hemmed up and I ever ended up, I don't do nothing. For anyone listening, I ain't doing nothing. But if I ever got hemmed up, all right, and the reason why I say that is I'm a Christian and I love the Lord, but I'm even honest with my congregation that if something happened to my wife and kids, there's limits to my faith. You understand what I'm saying? There's limits on just how much I'm willing to turn the other cheek. So, yes, that if I ever got hemmed up, I tell myself that because of 13 and because of this system, I would never ever work inside the jail. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care what they do to me, I would not work for no 29 cents a day or whatever else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I would just suffer and I would never give them the gratification of having me to work. Now, you actually had to go through it. Rebuke me for that. Tell me how I'm full of myself and tell me what you're thinking about that.
Yo, I understand how you feel.
Okay.
I'm with that.
Okay.
I'm not going I can't second guess you on that.
Right.
I think all the time I had done, I think I had 2 jobs.
Mm.
And I really didn't want to work then.
Right.
Even though, I had money coming in, I really didn't want to do that. It was a benefit for me that I thought
Right.
that it would look good on my papers and stuff for getting the programs or whatever, But listen, for the people that's out there listening now, I truly believe this. We plan, but he's the best of planners, right?
Amen.
So we fall on that.
Inshallah, right?
Yeah, man. No,
Amen.
mashallah, either one.
Right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So, 2016, they're messing around, but I hate to give it to them, but I gotta give it to them. There's a guy, president. This is the only part of this podcast. It's just gonna make me grit my teeth. Amen. But in 2019, under the Trump administration, amen, finally they follow through. And what happens in 2019? Explain it to our audience.
Trump. Yeah. He makes the sentence reform retroactive, making it available for us, the guys who are inside. Because during these times, all the bills and laws that were being passed and changed were only affecting those guys that were coming in, not us. So he made it retroactive. And it still has effect on people today. You still got people being released today from that sentence reform being changed.
Wow. Now, all right, I got a tough one for you here, Coach, and we can edit it out if you need me to edit it out. So this guy is responsible for you going free, but at the same time, this guy is responsible for killing over 300,000 Sunnis in Gaza. At the same time, this man is also responsible for blocking Sunnis from being able to come to America just because they are Muslim. So my question to you, my brother, is how does that make you feel that the guy, on one hand, the guy that is responsible for you going, or excuse me, let me correct it. The guy that Allah used to set free, amen, is also the guy who is responsible for mass genocide of Muslims and also responsible for blocking Muslims from coming in the country just because they're Muslims. With that paradox, how does that make you feel? And what are your thoughts on that?
He's got to deal with that on the day of judgment for himself, man.
Amen.
He's going to be held accountable for that. Like everybody else is going to be held accountable for all whatever they done.
Right.
And I said, create places people in positions, man. We're just pawns, man. We're just small pieces of the puzzle.
Right.
And he played a small piece. So I don't think Trump.
Amen.
All praise go to the Creator, man.
Amen. Yeah, it does seem like that. It seems like there's just grander things in play here, because I don't understand some of the things that's going on, other than the Lord working something that's just way beyond our comprehension, because it doesn't even make speaking of felonies, 34 felonies and being the president, it just kind of
Hey, listen.
Pee Wee running 2028, man.
It's unbelievable.
There's
right?
hope.
He locked up right now.
Oh man. So now we've gotten past all of the prison and criminal history questions. Now 2019 is here. And you're going home. Do you go back to Harrisonburg, or where are you going home to in 2019?
No, I came back to Waynesboro. I was going to get my address changed to my daughter's, but since I got sentenced in the Western District, they wouldn't release me unless I called somebody and got an address. So I had to call my mother. We got an address changed, and came to Waynesboro.
And when do you rediscover basketball now that you're free, and when do you start connecting back with the kids, and how does that change you, and when does that light bulb go off?
Well, I always played in there. I never stopped. I still haven't stopped. We just won a championship the other day. I hit the game winner at the buzzer. Unbelievable.
All right, go ahead.
But from day one, I finally got to meet someone that I knew that if we probably could have got these people on the phone, that maybe we would have something going on for these kids up here now, like a Horizon or something even bigger that's got educational programs in it. Because this guy knows a guy that is that guy.
Mm.
So we went there hoping we could get on the phone then. They said, well, we'll pass on the number. Yo, we grew up with this dude. I need to talk to him now.
Mm.
I've been home 6 years now, right? It's been 5 years, still no phone call.
Wow.
Now I don't think she sent that message or relayed my phone number.
Wow.
Because that guy's from here. And I'm David, I don't know if you know who it is that I'm talking about, but if he gives it and gives it to his son, property gets bought, buildings get put up, they show up, we got jobs and we got kids, and we got everything we need in that building.
Mm. Mm.
Just one
Gotcha.
call.
Wow.
You know who I'm talking about, Dave?
Is it Dale?
Surely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yo, because if he makes a phone call and talks it over with his son, who's the big hat,
Yep.
yo, so comes back, we buy a property. Now we got jobs. Now we got all type of stuff
Mm-hmm.
Right.
for these kids, man.
And that's chump change for him.
Chump change, yo, they just gonna build it for him.
Yeah. Yep.
What do you
Yep.
want?
Right. 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 Now,
And we're talking about Dale Curry, Tony. I don't know if you picked that up.
yeah. He played with him in AAU, right?
Yeah.
So
Listen, AAU, high school, and in college. So we played in the same valley in high school and the same conference in college.
oh my goodness.
So when I came home to play tech, packed. We
Wow.
both had crazy games. He had like 31, I had 26, even though they beat us. Yo, just to be home with family, man, and see
Amen.
that and be able to perform.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
So, Dale, if you listening, man, get back with us, man. We need something for these kids.
Listen,
I will take this.
Tony is the dude that will get it to where it needs to get for
Oh
Dale.
yeah.
Yeah,
I can tell you right now, Tony
Yeah,
works
brother,
that stuff out, man.
I will use your name and I will put that joker in Twitter and I will tweet him. Maybe you never know. He see the name, he see Pee Wee Barber. You never know. He be like, we all are nostalgic. You know what I'm saying? We all are nostalgic. So
Hey, Tony, I want to share something with you, right?
go
So
ahead,
look,
bro.
my sophomore year, Dale and them just got done winning the state championship.
Mm.
He ain't missed a shot
Wow.
in the state championship game. So they come to the Valley, they become double A. So the first game we play them, it's jam-packed, man. People are betting big money.
Mm.
They talking about Fort Defiance gonna blow us out, this and that. They say, yo, man, we got a kid in Harrisonburg that don't nobody know. He's gonna terrorize y'all. Yo, that first time we ever played Fort 34 at home. Yeah, man.
Amen. I used to watch Dale, and here's the thing: I've seen a little bit of your tape. I have a feeling that he couldn't stay in front of you for too long.
That was the case. I just ran by everybody.
Yeah.
I got tired of me playing with the ball, and I just run right by you, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a feeling he couldn't stay in front of you. But now you come back, and now I see that now you run camps. And do you just run camps, or do you now coach in any AAU? What are you doing right now in the community?
I ain't really doing anything right now. I want to get back to just training kids. That was my big thing. I just wanted to teach kids how to play basketball. So when they got to where they needed to be with the coaches didn't have to tell them anything. They already knew.
Hmm.
And it's amazing some of the stuff. Well, shoot, man. I started off with one kid at the Y and ended up having almost 20, right?
Right.
And I was working at the Y. I leave work and go to the Y right after work. But that was my main goal. I just wanted to teach kids the fundamentals. I had kids that didn't even know what the triple threat were.
Wow.
And
Wow.
these kids are playing high school basketball.
So what's the plans for the future? What are your future plans with basketball? What are your future plans with helping and reaching the kids? And what are your thoughts and how are we moving forward?
Someone to open up the door before I get too old.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Because I'm still able to get around, move. I just want to show kids just the basic stuff that just got me open.
Right.
That
Amen.
it still gets me open. It gets young kids, and it's still unbelievable.
Amen. 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 Well, your story is motivational, and it's a blessing to see you home and see you when I see you in the videos connecting with kids and teaching them all of those fundamentals that they really really need, and reaching them in ways that I think a lot of people can't reach them.
Yeah.
I think it's a very powerful thing to see, man, and I'm wishing you the best, and I'll be praying to you, praying for you, amen. And I'm hoping that some of those doors open, amen. And I'm hoping some of those doors open, and
I just need one.
that's right. You just need one. Amen. Amen. Well, I'm hoping some doors open, especially in the AAU world, or even in some of these school systems. And like I said, I'm willing to help. Anytime you need, if you need any coaching on trying to get your stump speech, you know what I'm saying, put together. Let me know. I'm here for you, because now it's even easier with AI. We can use AI to kind of help tailor those kind of things,
Yeah.
and kind of streamline all of those messaging. So you just let me know. And matter of fact, I'll get your information from Coach Fowler, so we can, if you ever need to connect more directly. Coach Fowler, what are your closing thoughts?
Man, I just, when we were putting, the episodes together, I Pee Wee's story is amazing, and the fact that that door hasn't opened for him yet it just blows my mind. Hopefully, somebody that's listening, hears it and you know, figures out a way. It doesn't take much. I mean, you got a former NBA, draft pick. Um, Division 1 at a major Division 1 college. Uh, that the difference between him and Dale Curry is one decision
Wow.
that turned into another one. But one decision is the difference between him and Dale Curry, because he could put up the numbers just like that. You know,
Right.
for somebody that can score the basketball like Pee Wee could. And because he hit the game winner the other day, it looks like so
That's great.
at 61. So, uh, you know, but that could be anybody. That could be any one of us. I mean, we've all made mistakes. We've all done something that if we got caught doing it, I mean, it could have changed the trajectory of our lives. And the fact that he's coming out of this situation, was very transparent that he still needed to do some growing in 2016 and needed those extra 3 years and comes out of that situation um, wanting to help people. Like he could come out and be like, man, I did time. The charges were messed up. Whatever. He could be bitter about all these things, but instead, wants to come out and help people. Wants to come out and try to help one kid. If only one kid, I'll do all of this if it just helps one kid not end up where I was at. That's a blessing, man. And I'm blessed that text came across my phone. It is Pee Wee Barber. Coach Johnson gave me your number, told me you run tournaments and this and that. And so I'm blessed that you texted me, man, and I have really appreciated our relationship, getting to know you and your wife. They followed me all the way to Pennsylvania last year, Tony.
Oh wow.
Went up to our tournament up in Pennsylvania as well. So it's been a blessing, man, and again, you always put a smile on Italy's face as well. So I can appreciate that. You have some encouraging words for take the time out to watch her play. He showed up to one of Italy's middle school games last year. So that's a blessing, man.
Yeah,
It's a blessing to know you.
no doubt. Same to you.
Amen. Now, Coach, I'll probably edit this out, but I got to ask. I still feel the screw in my leg from when I broke mine. Can you still feel the screw from all them years later, or
Man,
are you fully recovered now at age 62? Amen.
like I really never had any problems with my leg
Wow.
or foot since.
Wow.
I was blessed to get some good doctors on me, and I've been able to play ever since, man. My break just came at a bad time.
Sometimes God's people, man, he finds a way to reach them and touch them and make them open up to his ways, in his time, So I really appreciate you. I appreciate your story, and I'm looking forward to hearing you changing lives in Harrisonburg for the next 20, 30 years, brother.
Might not be in Harrisonburg, Waynesboro.
Waynesboro, Harrisonburg. Amen. Well, thank you again, brother. I appreciate you. Any other? We good, Coach Fowler?
We're good, man. Well, I appreciate you, Pee Wee.
No
Hey,
doubt.
Coach Barber, any closing thoughts before we leave?
No, hope to see y'all soon.
Hey, man, it was an honor having you on here, man, and I'm praying. Well,
all right, I appreciate you.
Amen. God bless you.